Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. In the last episode, our heroes continued to venture through Joseph's tunnels, finding it a quite inhospitable place. All sorts of Nosferatu were just hanging out down there, waiting for any unfortunate not Nosferatu to be walking through there, because we were attacked by a huge amount of them during our journey through these passageways. But we've risen to the occasion. We have eliminated all we have met so far, including a mini-boss at the end of the last episode, wielding a rather nasty axe, who managed to down Serena before we were able to down him. Quite a bit of fun. We discussed a bit about how we're going to continue playing this game at the moment via cheating to make up for when the AI does things that I feel are a bit too stupid. So this way we can replenish the blood that the AI has decided to use in certain situations. I hope so far it's been acceptable. I'm recording this part as the prior part is compressing, so it hasn't gone up to my channel yet. But I'm expecting it to be acceptable, I hope. But based upon what you guys will have told me, we will be making alterations to this as we go forward as well. As usual, I would like to cover the stats and equipment that our characters are carrying. If you don't care about that, I'll make sure to segment this part so that you don't have to watch it. You can skip ahead to where we begin walking up the stairs back towards the town portal, as it were, back into the tunnels again. So let's start with Kristoff. At the end of the last episode, we leveled, and we increased, I believe, our dexterity, which was 40 to 50, and our stamina, which was 40 to 45. I believe we increased our charisma by 5 points as well, which should allow our awe to apply its effects a little easier to targets. We are still wielding our exquisite bastard sword. We picked up some studded leather armor, though, from a coffin, of all places, in great shape. Very nice. Some of the best armor I think we can actually get at this stage in the game in Prague. Still wielding a light helm. Still have our gauntlets. A gold ring, which, by the way, occurs to me, this might have been a really lucky find. We haven't found another plus 15 appearance ring. We have found a few worse ones since then, so maybe we got super lucky with that find. A plus 10 appearance ring there, and of course a neck guard. For Wilhelm, he is now using a falchion. He had been using a fine broadsword before, but this does as much damage, the same type of damage, with plus 5 accuracy and the same speed. I believe we found another 2 sets of studded leather armor, which is why he's also wearing a suit of it. 2 plus 10 appearance rings, some leather gloves, leather helm, a normal shield, and a neck guard. For Serena, she's still wielding the femur of an Elder Zemitsky. Most of the enemies we are fighting down in the tunnels are indeed vampires. I don't know how much extra damage to vampires this femur inflicts. I'm hoping it is a decent amount. I don't think I have any way of actually telling unless I went to go look at the game files, though. She's not wearing any rings, it just occurs to me. Okay, so we're going to want to give her some appearance rings at some point in the future. Leather gloves for her. She's wearing the leather armor hand-me-downs from, I think it was Kristoff. Skull cap and a shield. For Wilhelm's stats, by the way, I think we improved his strength 5 points. And his stamina 1 point. We might have increased his dex 5 points also. I can't remember, though. And I know we improved his charisma 5. In order for his awe to better land on opponents. For Serena, I think we gave her 5 dexterity, maybe 10, but I think it was just 5. Yeah, 5 dex, 5 strength. We gave her 5 perception, and I want to say 10? Or even 15 points in manipulation, so that she has a better chance of being able to sell, so that she earns more cash when selling things, and it reduces the cost when buying things. For disciplines, I guess we'll click on all of this so far. Nothing put into common disciplines. We did not improve celerity on Kristoff. We did take 1 more point in potence. As far as I'm aware, the ranks in your abilities, for the most part, increase the length of time at which they take effect for. Nothing in Protean. And we took a 2nd point into Awe with him. With Wilhelm, he also got a 2nd point into Awe. He also got a 2nd point into Potence. Or maybe it was Celerity. No, he started with 2 in Potence. We took another rank in Celerity with him. And I think that was it for Wilhelm's disciplines. And for Serena, we took a point in Blood Healing, and I think that was the only thing we put points in for her over here. Yep. Okay, so with all that said, that's the summary done. Let's go ahead now and head on upstairs. Get back into killing more Nosferatu. It strikes me as this is a rather odd action RPG in a way, because the creatures do not respawn for you. Once you kill any creature, as far as I'm aware, it does not respawn again. It'd be interesting if they did. The Age of Redemption mod actually respawns creatures by default, so you can clear a dungeon multiple times, hoping to get better gear or more experience points to grind out levels, if you find that sort of thing fun. Alright, before we take this portal and make sure... Good, we have another Walk the Abyss. Okay, I think we're set. Let's head back in. Oh! Right. We left equipment here, didn't we? One of the reasons we returned when we did was because we couldn't actually carry the halberd. And a bottle of Vitae. Ha! That was the weapon that I believe Wilhelm was using to begin our adventure when he joined us, if I recall correctly. Seems like it was so long ago now, but I swear it wasn't. Oh, you're kidding me. Let's go upstairs, come on. All I had to do was walk around the corner, and I would have been able to be spared using a Walk the Abyss scroll. How about that? Well, it is too late now, so... Let's get back to... Oh, back downstairs. As you can see as well, I did indeed feed a bit on the... monks in the monastery. I'll probably be doing that whenever we finish an area, and or when we end the session and I'm back in the Haven. Or at least near the Haven. Close enough to walk back to that monastery. Hello, Nosferatu. You're not attacking us for some reason. Let's see if you are friendly.
The path of Cain is the only escape. Follow it. Let it lead you.
I don't know if escape is the proper term, but it is the only way forward once we enter this door. There was a painting / poster I used to have at some point, which this place reminds me of, but it's not quite as insane as that one, with staircases coming off the walls, going down the ceiling, arch and doorways at different angles on them. This series of staircases will lead to different doors with, as you can see, symbols above them. We have to choose the correct doorway to make progress here. If we choose the wrong one, we will be sent back up a level, as it were.
In the beginning, there was only Cain. Cain, who sacrificed his brother out of love. Cain, who was cast out. Cain, who was
cursed with the lust for blood. It is Cain from whom we all come, our sire's sire.
There will be a plaque which will have something similar to this on each different landing. That hints as to which door we should take next. A symbol of blood, what looks like a castle. That's probably the correct one. You will have to go through each door once, and only once. So or archway. If this is the correct one, and it is, because we're at a different landing, then we shouldn't have to ever go through a blood portal again to make more progress in this area.
For the passing of an age, Cain lived in the land of Nod, in loneliness and suffering. For an eon he remained alone, but the passing of memory drowned his sorrow, and so he returned to the world of mortals. To the world of mortals. To the world his brother and his brother's children had created.
An image of three faces. An image of a castle. I'm pretty sure this is the correct one. Yep, we're at a different landing again.
Though he became ruler of a mighty nation, Cain was still alone, for none was as he. His sorrow grew once again. Then he committed another great sin, for he begat progeny, of whom there were only 3. But from them came more progeny, Cain's grandchildren. And then Cain said, "An end to this crime. There shall be no more." And as Cain's word was law, his brood obeyed him. The city stood for many ages and became the center of a mighty empire.
I feel like either of these symbols could be the correct one. That makes it seem like an empire. That one is 3 faces. But I believe that's the correct one we should take. Interesting puzzle to solve here that the Nosferatu, I'm assuming, either placed here or found this. Also interesting that we must traverse this to access the sanctum we're looking for. Perhaps this was always been here, and Nosferatu just dug this out at some point. Maybe as well the final archway that we enter will lead us to whatever place we desire to reach.
But then came the deluge, a great flood that washed over the world. The city was destroyed, and its people along with it. Again, Cain fell into a great sorrow and went into solitude, becoming as a dog amidst the wastes, and leaving his progeny to their own ends. They came to him and begged him to return, to help them rebuild the city. But he would not come with them, saying the flood had been sent as punishment for his having returned to the world of life and subverting the true law.
Oh, that's interesting. It was sent as a punishment for the sins and desire to start over. That would make it seem as if it was sent specifically, though, because of Cain's actions. Once again, I know almost nothing about the ancient vampire law other than what you guys have been telling me, and a little bit of lore we've picked up so far playing this game. There's also 2 water archways, and I think either of them is correct. But we started from that one, so let's go through this one. Oh, I hope that was correct. Yep. Different choice. Though we've chosen blood already, so it is likely the other staircase.
A great war was waged, the elders against their children, and the children slew their parents. The rebels then built a new city and brought to it 13 tribes. It was a beautiful city, and its people worshipped them as gods. They created new progeny of their own, the 4th generation of Cainites. But they feared the jihad, and it was forbidden for those children to create others of their kind. Although this city was as great as Cain's, eventually it grew old. As do all living things, it slowly began to die. Their city was destroyed and their power extinguished. With their authority gone, all were free to create their own broods. And soon, there were many new Cainites who ruled across the face of the earth.
Well, it's probably not blood. It's not. So it's going to be this way, and it's going to be the orange tile this time, which I suppose numbers 13 totals of those symbols. This was that a stake? Looks like an Ankh to me from here. A dagger? Alright. And we made it to someplace new. Alright, let's have Wilhelm take the lead again. Because I somehow doubt this area is free of hostiles. Ghouls! 2 of them, okay.
Find the foe.
Oh, Kristoff, I did not need you to use Potence, and I did not need her to use Fortitude, so I'm just going to immediately undo those. There was just 1 target alive, guys, and you went ahead and immediately powered up. Here it sounds like another Nosferatu, though, up ahead. Oh, rats! Hello, rats.
Withdraw.
A little more gold, a little more Vitae. Put that stuff to good use, obviously. How are we doing, by the way, on Vitae potions? Okay, let's give you to Kristoff. I like the chanting that we're hearing someplace in here. Ooh, hello.
Find the foe.
All was a good. That was a good use of it. If you can actually see the target. Stop. I don't know what Serena's doing, but I need her to move up. That sucked. That sucked, Serena. You could have fed on this guy. What did you use, by the way, then? You're down again? You used Potence, and again, you used Fortitude. I don't need you doing that. Not when it's just 2 of them. And especially since I know that you're at maxed vitae. I know that it's just 20. We get restored 25. It's perfect. Some silver coins.
I stand.
Let's have you guys stay put. Because these look like these are slightly raised to me, which would indicate a trap of some sort if I was to step on them. I am a little nervous about walking towards this bottle of Vitae and emerald, so those could just stay there.
Return unto me.
Ah, yes. And notice here, by the way, that there is a small raised indentation right here. And we just heard something open. Let's see what that could have been. It might have been in that room, but I also hear of other vampires up ahead, so let's clear what's up ahead first.
Find the foe.
Uh-oh, you're taking some hits. Stop. Of course, it fades right as I do that, because of course it would.
Thou mayst draw forth blood.
No, stop. Stop. Not on him. Alright, good. Okay. Well, this kind of sucks because the only person who can see them is Serena. So I wish you weren't doing that then, Kristoff. That's annoying because you can't see him. Stop doing that! Stop! I need you to stop doing that. Use the enhanced senses on yourself, Kristoff. Where are you going, Serena? Don't do that. Let's move you down
Let
here.
us depart.
I don't know what Serena's thinking. I'm gonna drain all the blood from this guy. And you see this door? I'm pretty sure that's what opens when we press that button down below. So
I do withdraw.
let's let people stay put here, and we can go back downstairs and press the button again. Oh, look at the... I just realized the floor's symbols are comprised of what we had seen before. These look like, on that tile above the door, they look like swords, actually, now to me. Bastard sword, 25 gold. But you can do it, buddy, you can do it! Or you can't. Oh my god. He can't figure out how to avoid catching his arm on the lever. Oh. Then again, his intelligence isn't very high. It would be interesting
I stand.
if the pathing was based on the level of intelligence of your group, of your characters, but I do not believe that is the case.
Stand ho.
We have some giant rats. Let's go, guys.
Find the foe.
Nope! Kristoff, we really don't need you to use potence when we're fighting rats. Let's, add thing vitae. Especially not when they're already dead. And I see you, secret vitae potion. Vitae. Hey, guys waiting for a high five. High five. Oh, hello. Who used? Really? And you used all as well, Kristoff? I'm not gonna have you do that. I wonder if the level of blood determines how often the AI decides to help.
Withdraw!
When, sorry, rely on if it should use disciplines or not. We got quite a bit of it, though. That's super useful. Two extra? Yeah, at least... oh, wow, nice. 3 extra, actually. Well, not really extra, but 3 not on the quick slots for each of us. That's nice. Oh, okay. And we have a boss battle right here. So hold on a second. Let me quick save. Or not quick save. There is no such thing as a quick save here. Alright. Let's do this.
Who is it disturbeth the repose of the dead?
One who prizes the living over the dead.
Thou hast entered the halls of King Vukodlak the First. Thy canine flesh must be unraveled from thy canine bones, that thou may enter the halls of the dead, naked of all but thy canine spirit.
Alright, boss battle. A Wraith. I'm surprised we even have a chance of hurting it, because as far as I'm aware, from my very limited memory of Wraiths in the World of Darkness books back when I played, because I was a Giovanni, and I was able to summon one, you can't really hurt them very well. It's like swords. And it's not like we have any magical equipment, and that wouldn't work very well the way that enchants work, I think, in this game. We would have to, like, banish it or something of the sort. So I'm kind of glad.
Find the foe.
Okay, and if you use awe again, Kristoff, I'm gonna punch you in the face somehow. Potence is fine. I don't mind you using potence, but please, oh God, please do not use another awe here. We probably do want potence to help us do some damage to this. Ooh, That strange sound you hear is us actually managing to hit it. Good hit there. That was a crit, I think.
Behold, Kristoff, there are worse fates than death, and worse than unlife is a vampire. Thou spoke true.
Okay, that was acceptable. I'm willing to... We didn't use too many... We used 1, 2... Oh my God, how many awes did we use? 1, 2... 3, 4, 5? No. Yes, we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. That's exactly the amount of blood that can be made up by drinking a Vitae potion. So there's an example of where the AI just continuously does something dumb. Oh, you know what just occurred to me? Who used it actually? Kristoff. It was only Kristoff. Okay, good. Because Wilhelm might have used it when I swapped control over.
Stand home.
100 gold left on what looks like a small shrine, I guess set to the king. Guess someone left a tithe for him. Ah. a back entrance. Interesting. Okay. I am totally going to reload once for that chest, just to see if we can get something decent from it. I'm not expecting to get anything decent from it. In fact, I don't even remember what types of items it drops. Let's just go for this immediately and see what it is. Okay, it's just potions. Okay, then healing self is fine. I suppose that makes sense as an item that would be dropping inside the area that possesses a holy reliquary of St. George. This would be an area used by humans, not for the at least for the most part, probably, right? Not for vampires. We have another bottle of Vitae. Huh. Interesting. We don't really need to hold on to that one. I have an extra one. We have a bit of cash. I guess this is 50 gold total. Yep. The reliquary of St. George, which is not put into our inventory. And sure, we'll take these rubies. And we can't leave that way. By the way, this sounds like an awful place to be. You might have heard the roaring sound on occasion. That's the same sound, I believe, that plays in Duke Nukem 3D when when you're fighting the giant minigun wielding, grenade launching mini bosses in that game, if I recall correctly. Christoph, you having a moment? Can we shut the door? We don't live in a barn? We cannot shut the door. Alright then, that's so annoying. Because I always shut doors behind me. Okay. So there is no fast way out of here, and I don't feel like, well, I don't feel like using a walk the abyss to bring us back to our haven. So we will just wander back here a bit. I'm thinking what we'll do is, once again, when we're done, we'll head to the monastery and we'll replenish our blood on the monks that are there. We could do the tactic you've seen me do, where we we grab someone on the street, feed, and then send someone to run into a shop to reset everything outside. But I'm just going to use the monks. It's easier that way, less of a headache that way, and that's what they're there for, as it were. I also think I could probably risk this now, so let's see.
I stand.
Nice. Bottle of Vitae, can I take this? Woo! Yes, we can!
Return unto me.
Okay, let's give that to Serena. Probably, well, we shouldn't sell all of them because we're going to be leveling her manipulation again. Okay, sorry, I saw that little symbol there. I thought it might be a button for half a second. We haven't seen any undead rise up out of these. What is this? A catacomb? Of this catacomb. Which is a shame in a way, because Serena can actually take control of them using her Cappadocian abilities. I'm going to actually need to begin leveling some of her Cappadocian abilities now. I still want 5 more points of manipulation. I'd like her to at least have 45. I guess we're going back the way we... Actually, I don't think it matters which way we go. As long as we can eventually recognize when we are way back up above at the entrance to this level of the tunnels. And that was not it. Let's just go back this way. This is it. And we can just leave immediately via taking the staircase around the corner here. Cool. That was fun. That was not that bad in the end, was it? We're actually leaving with a few extra vials of Vitae as well. Holy flipping crap. I really like having like 2 of them there. So we'll put Awaken there for you. Okay, so we won't sell. Oh, you know what? Let's not do any selling yet. Let's just bring the relic. Wait, we have to go this way. We need to go. I would like to go and take the reliquary now to. Oh, I forget what his name is. To the prince. So let's go back to visit Brundle. I think that was his name. Rudolph Brundle. Let's bring it back to him. Or maybe we should feed first. Let's feed first. Just in case a fight breaks out there for some reason. Alright, what can we talk about? Because if I'm gonna make you guys watch me walk and feed, I should talk about something. What else do I remember? Or what else have I experienced now that I had that practice slot? So as I've promised, I did not play it in between this video and the last one, and I won't be playing that save slot any longer. It was fun to get through the Tremere Chantry, which is what our next quest is going to be. Oh, you know what? I may not be able to feed on these guys so quickly, because I thought that there's a global clock which determines how much blood they've recovered, but I think they only recover it as I spend time here. Let me quickly check by feeding on this guy. Okay, well, he at least has full blood, so we can get probably most of it back on Willem. That's good. Serena. I think there's a chance you will kill one of them by draining a certain amount of their blood as well. So we don't want to drain, like, I want to make sure they have more than half left of their blood pool when I feed on them. Okay, that's good. We're not going to need to top off. Or rather, I want to, but I'm not going to. Good. And that also saves us time, viewer, having to awkwardly think of something to talk about. Hope you guys don't, once again, also don't mind me walking everywhere. I really like walking everywhere. I think they did a good job on the walk animations for the game. And it feels like it's the right amount of speed. It's not too slow. What was the game... So as long as I'm doing this, what was the game that I wouldn't walk in? Are there any games that have the option to walk that I don't walk in? Final Fantasy VII. The walking animation in that game was so slow compared to walking normally that I wouldn't walk in that one. Yeah, holy crap, that felt unnaturally slow. Like they were really taking their time looking around at everything as they walked, which normally I would appreciate, but not in that instance. It just took too long. I can't imagine that this... It doesn't look like the most holiest of towers on the other side of this wall. I wonder if we'll have to come back here for some other reason. Once again, the furthest I got was in this game was I had 4 characters. I remembered the area being snowy, and I remembered a really difficult choice when it came to a imprisoned priest, which I'm pretty sure is the area I'm in that other save slot at this moment. Everything beyond that...
Behold the reliquary with the arm of St. George. I pray thee, tell us of those that are missing.
Yes, thou hast done well. We shall tell thee a tale to curdle thy blood. Thy absent friends and vanished allies now dwell in Vienna, at the chantry of the damnable clan Tremere. They abduct mortals and turn them into ghouls, that they may have foot soldiers in their bloody war against the Tzimisce. But now the Tremere have undertaken to abduct their fellow vampires in violation of all Cainite law. They conjoin the flesh of many vampires to create demonic gargoyles to fight the Tzimisce. Such are the ways of those that did once plunder the power of Cain by committing an unspeakable act upon a grandchild of Cain.
Where have they taken the slaves?
We know not, but our spies have ferreted out their slave master. His name is Ardan, and he dwelleth in a secret Tremere chantry hidden within an alchemist's shop in Golden Lane.
We seek thy princely permission to attack him and liberate such slaves as he has taken.
Such dispensation I do not give lightly, for we of Clan Ventru have lately joined in an alliance with the Tremere. We do use the Tremere for our own ends against the hated Tzimisce clan. Yet for their crimes against my city, the Tremere must pay a debt of blood. We do bestow our princely dispensation upon thee. Thou mayst assault Arden's chantry and liberate such Cainite slaves as he has taken.
Well, based on the answers answers, we can make a statement if we so wish, and I wouldn't see why Kristoff, being who he is, especially given that Aneska is not a Cainite, he would definitely want to free her if she is there. So, we will ask for his permission to do so.
May we liberate mortal slaves as well, or does the prince care not for those whose blood sustains us?
I see that Ekaterina the Wise has not yet tamed the impertinent tongue of this child. I shall assist her in the chore. Now that thou hast paid the price, I give thee full dispensation to liberate such mortals as thou findeth within Arden's chantry. Now get thee from my sight.
Okay, we took 5 points of damage. That's not bad for speaking out against the prince here. We could have been imprisoned, tortured for who knows how long. So I am more than willing to let that be the case. Just 5 damage. That's absolutely fine. We can level here, but I'm not going to. I want to wait to level until I make it to our haven, because I want to take a look at our gear while we're there too. So I'm just going to skip this at the moment. Alright, and let's go ahead and do exactly that now. A heads up, I'm a little confused by the statements that Ekaterina just had there. The prince told us that the Cainites and the mortals were taken to the chantry in Vienna. That's where they are. And then Ekaterina says, do you know where they are? He's like, no, we don't know where they are. Right, why don't you attack? But we know that there's some sort of slave master here in the Tremere. His name is Arden at the local chantry. Why don't you attack him, and maybe he'll tell you, and you can free all the slaves in that chantry too. But he said earlier that they were all taken to the chantry in Vienna. So maybe I'm not sure if anyone was paying attention what was being said there. Alright, well, we're not going to Vienna. We're going to dish out some punishment to the local Tremere clan. Yep, so that's the plan. Let's see, what else is going on? I want to thank you guys as well once again for correcting me on some of the earlier statements I have made. It makes me nervous to make guesses as to what's going on, or try to fill in the blanks as I have been doing. So I've been told correctly that there's no Sabbat at this moment, and there's no Camarilla either. So then it's my... am I going to say this? I'm going to take a guess here. And by guess I mean I'm going to try to say what I think is how the structure is laid out at this moment. So I'm guessing this means that the Ventrue Prince. He's not the leader of the Camilla clan here because it doesn't exist. Sorry, the Camarilla. Camilla? The Camarilla does not exist. And there's no Sabbat, so their alliances aren't as, how to describe it? Well, even then, it wasn't like every single Bruja would be a member of the Camarilla. You could have, what's it called? Anti-Tribu? Oh god. And I don't quite know what that means. I think that means a clan who is against the general political leanings of the tribe they belong to. So you might find a Bruja anti-Tribu working with the Sabbat. Is that correct? And then you have Anarchs, who are just not Camarilla they're their own organization. And they too can be comprised of any type of clan, for the most part, if I recall correctly. Did we pick up any gear? We did. We have a bastard sword, and we have a halberd. Although, I do intend to, well, am I going to raise her manipulation? Let's level first, and then we can come back and potentially do that. I'm really enjoying the setting for this game immensely. There's so few games that I've played that involve, like, vampires in the World of Darkness. Well, this is the only one of, like, 3 games made for the World of Darkness setting. And I love it taking place here in olden times. The use of all these weapons, how there's no, like, there isn't really a masquerade that we have to worry about. There is. Like, we'll be attacked if we reveal that we're vampires. But there's evil monsters, like, in the streets. People are fighting them. It's understood that these creatures exist and what have you, too. That's pretty awesome. I love the setting in this game very much. And the reason, by the way, I wanted to level down here is because I want to save the game first and then do a bit of thinking with you guys as to what skills I'm going to be taking and why I'm going to be taking them. I would love to take Summon's Soul with Serena, so we're probably going to look to see if we can do that, but that also means raising her perception quite a bit. I don't think we have the points to do both. Alright, hold on. So, okay, let's save the game first. And then, oh, I keep wanting to leave this letter here. Okay, let's go ahead and level. So, we have 2,068 experience points. I would like to level his stamina to 50, so we have 50 in all of our physical attributes, which is about... I'd be really happy with just leaving them there, probably for the rest of the game, although we're probably going to level Dex a little bit more. Let me stop and also... Let me put a break here really quick. Alright guys, before we actually do a little bit of a chat about attributes, we've been playing for 48 minutes, and I don't want these videos to be longer than an hour. I would prefer to keep them that length. The last episode was almost 2 hours, and I don't want them to be so long. That's 2 videos I'm uploading for the price of 1, effectively, and I really need more videos uploaded and less longer videos because I can't find the time to record so often. So we're not going to be doing any more exploring. There's no more combat. We're not going to go to the Chantry. My intention here is to chat with you guys a little bit about attributes and disciplines so you guys understand how I understand their functionality and why I used to be putting the points into things you see me putting points in. If you guys don't care about that, and you guys don't care about the leveling or the selling of stuff, thank you guys for watching. There's not probably going to be anything else that interests you, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Otherwise, here we go. So, it is my understanding that the attributes determine what equipment you can wield, what armor you can wear, and what disciplines you are able to use. There are some other factors that these attributes play into. Strength does determine a little bit more about the random damage you will do when you swing at an enemy, but I don't actually see where that's located anywhere, so I can't tell if another point in strength bringing me to 51, I can't tell how much more damage that lets me deal in combat. And so I'm mostly going to be caring about our attributes to meet minimum requirements, with some exceptions. Dexterity is one of them. Dexterity determines your accuracy, and a high dex also increases your chance to crit. Critting is when you see me swing the weapon at an enemy and the head of that enemy comes right off. We've immediately killed the target. I think a high dex plays into that role. So even on melee characters, a high dex is important, and you're going to see me raising dexterity as I think the highest physical stat for most of my characters. Even the ones that aren't using bows are going to be raising their dex to probably at least 60, probably going as high as 65, maybe even 70, because I really want them to hit their targets. Stamina isn't used for like a requirement to wear armor as far as I'm aware, but this adds to our soak values. But I don't believe we actually see the soak values anywhere that stamina grants to us. We only see what these are, and these are based on the armor that we are wearing, not on our stamina value. If I increase this, this doesn't increase at all. Not even a point. And by the way, if we increase strength, as you can see, it doesn't increase the damage that we deal either. So I'm probably going to level stamina to 50 max and not put any more points in it. Maybe someone will go up to 60, but I doubt it. 55 might be the highest, because we can get by with a 50 stamina plus our armor. That's probably enough to give us the max soak values. The game, I think, has a max soak of 85 for each of these three types of categories. You can't improve it beyond it. And the same thing for your the elemental resistances that you have. For these abilities, our what is this? Mental? Our mental attributes: perception, intelligence, and wits. I think intelligence plays a part in increasing damage you deal from magical ranged attacks, or just magical attacks like fireballs. I don't think it affects a whole lot of anything else to my knowledge. The same thing with wits and perception. I'm not sure how they play into the disciplines that you use. I don't think they really do, unless a discipline requires it, in which case I think the higher the stat is, the more damage it deals, or the more likely the status effect is going to take effect on the target. So here, I will raise these to only reach minimum amounts required to benefit a discipline I possess and make it usable. I might improve intelligence if a discipline requires it, on the belief that it will increase the damage it does. Our social stats here is basically the same. We need a certain rank of charisma in order to take Dread Gaze, right? We need 35. Every point in charisma after that, I think, increases the chance that Dread Gaze can affect a target, which is why I put 45 points currently into charisma, because when I take this, when we're about to level, that will give this a greater chance to actually affect the enemy. Manipulation is used, as well as you've seen, to affect the monetary prices of selling and buying things, and appearance, just like charisma, is used for some presence abilities. So that is my belief as to how the attributes work, which is why you don't see me putting any points into any mental abilities with Kristoff. We're not casting any spells that require it at this moment. You don't need any attributes, as far as I'm aware, to make any type of dialogue choice either. Those are just story related. You can have an intelligence of 5, and Kristoff will still say the same things, and you'll still get the same conversation options as well. So keep that in mind going forward. It's only used, as far as I'm aware, to meet discipline requirements for your social and mental attributes, with the exception of manipulation, which affects your selling prices. And then, of course, you have the likelihood of these abilities applying to the target. For our disciplines, the amount of ranks in them generally make them more efficient and or make them last longer. I don't think a second point in potence, for example, increases the damage that Kristoff does any more than 1 point did. I think it just makes the effect last longer. Celerity is the same way, as far as I'm aware, for this game, for Redemption. I think that's the way this works. Alright guys, another awkward cut. I actually did all this and sold all the equipment, and then I wasn't happy with what I did at the end of the last episode in terms of what I purchased, both in the terms of what I spent experience on and what I spent my gold on, so we're doing this again. Alright, so I would like Kristoff to have all 50s for his stats, and I want him to begin improving his dexterity so he hits more often and has a better chance to crit. I also want him to begin taking Dread Gaze, and I wouldn't mind having a 3rd point in Awe. Finally, a 3rd point in Potence would also, I think, be useful for him. So, let's improve his dex to start to 55. That gives me 768 points, which is enough to either take Awe up 1 rank or take a point in Dread Gaze. Why don't we grab Awe at this moment, since I would rather charm the Tremere we will fight than make them run away at this point. That leaves 268 left, which we will just hold on to. For Willem, let's get his dexterity to 50. We'll grab another point into celerity with him as well. And 227, we'll just hold on to those points. Now, Serena. This is the most trickiest of the characters, because there's a bunch of stuff I want with her. I wouldn't mind having manipulation up to 45. I want her perception to be 50, so that we can grab Summon Soul. But I also want Spirit's Touch, which will allow us to identify items without having to purchase those scrolls. And that translates directly into better equipment, because it saves us a bit of cash. I think at this moment we will increase her manipulation to 45 and grab Spirit Touch if we can do both of those things. So Spirit Touch taken. And we can indeed do both of those things. And then we'll start working on Perception perhaps a little bit more. What does this do? Oh, that's interesting. I don't see why we would... I'm probably never going to take that, though. Okay, let's end her experience points as well. Cool. Alright, Serena. So, now that we've done that, how expensive is it to cast Spirit's Touch? 15 blood. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take advantage of the fact we just took that ability by having her identify some of these items that we've been holding on to. So, Spirit's Touch. Oh, do I have to do it this way? Plus 5 Faith. Plus 5 Faith. Plus 5 Faith. So, not very useful for our vampires. But they'll sell for about 500 total gold when we sell all 3 of those things. And we can easily get back... let's think, it was 15 each, so it was 45 blood to do that 3 times. So we can just buy 3 Vitae potions. Sorry, 2 Vitae potions, which will make up for the casting of those much more efficiently, money-wise, than actually purchasing the Scrolls of Spirit Touch would have done. It's always... I like this type of choice that I'm presented with in the terms of Spirit Touch scrolls versus buying the actual ability, because you have to decide what's more important to you, money or those experience points leveling a different statistic. I like it when games give you choices like that, and in this game, experience is, well, because we're not playing a modded version of it, in this game, it's a finite resource. We could cheat to give ourselves more experience points, but again, no. We're only cheating to add Vitae potions to us, or Vitae potions. Blood potions. Let's just call them blood potions. Alright, let's start selling a bunch of the crap that we have.
Good day to ye, young sir.
So we don't need this bastard sword, or this halberd. Now what are you selling? Because you're probably selling different stuff compared to when I was here last time. First off, are you selling a neck guard? Darn it, you are not. Okay. You were selling one when I did this earlier. I keep mentioning how I want a torch. Let's buy a torch. And I guess that's going to do. That's interesting. Okay, actually, what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to save and quit and come back to well, hold on. We'll be back here after all. Let's go and first sell some stuff to the Gypsy. And then I'm going to cut the recording. We'll end the video after we sell to the Gypsy and replenish Serena's blood. And I will off-screen buying some more equipment from the blacksmith, because I'm going to keep cycling him until he sells the stuff he was selling at the end of this episode normally. I guess I could show you, actually. Well, no, I won't do that. So, he was selling a neck guard, and I would love to have one of those on Serena. I want all my vampires to have it. I viewed it as one of the most important items to actually own in this game, since it prevents you from being fed upon. And he was selling a Dread Falchion, I think, which was 45 damage and 15 accuracy with a chance to fear targets as a one-handed weapon. I would love for Wilhelm to actually be wielding a weapon like that. It's a good 10 more damage per swing. Same accuracy. Yeah, that's worth it, I feel.
Welcome, child.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sell all this human-only garbage. These holy crosses are just garbage. Let's just vendor this piece of trash. And we'll also be selling the femur of an Elder Zamiski. We have these gems. I suppose we should vendor all of these too. And we don't need the healing pot. And then we can purchase 2 Vitae potions to make up for the identification that we just did. 55 blood. Worse than the bottle of Vitae. Okay. And she wasn't selling anything I was really interested in. Oh, actually, that's super amazing. Discipline bracelet. Blood costs 69%, so it reduces the cost of your abilities, I take it, by 31%. That's pretty amazing. But I'm not going to spend 3,862 gold on it. No, we'll be okay in the end.
Take care.
Maybe we can find one of those later on. Oh, right, I have some garbage I want to leave around, too. Alright, guys, so we're going to stop here. I'm going to thank you guys for watching. And when we come back, we will be ready to assault the Chantry. And I will show you guys what other items I've purchased from the blacksmith at that point. So, once again, thank you. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.